哎呀，曾老师，Hello，all
Hi.
set to go?
Yep, pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much. OK，好喽，那欢迎大家回来。我们就今天第二个主题是 AI 科技融入双语教学的课程设计。那我们的讲师是简雅珍教授，从北教大国立台北教育大学。那雅珍教授是目前国北教大的双语教学研究中心计划主持人。好，那他在108年这个双语教学研究中心开始成立的时候，就参与好这个计划到现在。那刚刚秋兰老师有讲说，从109年第一年办学分班的时候，北中南只有3个学校嘛，有点像是第一年尝试试办的时候，109年北中南只有3个学校，那北部就是在国北教大。好，对，所以就是在双语教学这个地方已经参与非常的深入。那今天的讲题是 AI 融入哈，那 AI，我常说2年前啊，就是学校收到电子公文，如果是研习的，大概有一半是双语。那过去这一年，如果学校的公务账号收到的电子公文有研习活动，大概有一半是跟 AI 相关。对，那老师们，我们都是站在浪尖上面哈，我们是又是双语，那又是 AI 融入，真的非常重要。不过我自己的观察，AI 进去之后，双语变得其实更方便，没有那么难啊。那我想这方面就请雅珍老师来帮我们做分享。OK，好喽，那时间就交给你喽。
谢谢岳牛老师，也谢谢文藻 and 中交大的 invitation. I'm not an AI expert. I'm only sharing from my experience with the teachers using AI to help them plan for their bilingual lessons. Um, so let me start with this Mentimeter and if you would please give me some information about your pre-existing knowledge of MagicSchool.ai, because basically I am going to share this platform and how to use lesson planning functionalities, rubrics, and um, choice board, and also in you know Magic School AI for students. That's also a new, fairly new function. You can actually provide a link, a classroom setting for students to join on MagicSchool.ai, where you could provide chat box or tutors, AI tutors for your students on the content that you would that allowed them to explore and use in class. I also noticed that some of the schools now have iPads for students, so they could actually use um, iPads in their classroom. So this would be wonderful if if you already know MagicSchool.ai and introduce students to also use MagicSchool.ai for your lessons. That would be wonderful. All right, so far we have 8 active participants um, on Mentimeter, I guess. And so from this, I know like 25% have never heard of MagicSchool.ai, 38% haven't had time to try it yet, 25% joined. 25%, that means 2 people, and we have 1 to 2 people already familiar with MagicSchool.ai. So, yeah, if you're already familiar with MagicSchool.ai, perhaps uh, the focus here would be to explore MagicSchool.ai for students. Okay, so I think uh, this is a new function that we could all try out. My second, um, survey before our lecture today is your experience with generative AI, um, because this is what I'm going to cover in this 2-hour session. I'm going to go over lesson planning using MagicSchool AI for lesson planning. Okay, and the second topic would be rubrics for student assessment, because there's a rubrics generator on MagicSchool.ai. I have tried different rubric platforms. I like MagicSchool. Padlet also provides a rubric generator, but I don't like the format of Padlet that Padlet generates. So if you could also fill out this survey for me, the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. I'm gonna send it again. Okay. Um, and how do you simplify your instructional language for your students, and generate ideas for classroom activities? That's also my focus for today. I use generative AI for ideas for my classroom activities. If you're teaching your students to use generative AI, you could also, put a strongly agree. Create prompts and activities that facilitate student interaction. Right now, mostly we're pushing for professors, and teachers using MagicSchool.ai to plan the lessons. However, I do know some art teachers who are using image generator to help students create picture books and artwork for their lessons as well. So that would be part of the activities where you could engage the students to use AI, generative AI as well in the classroom. And yeah, do you believe in using generative AI and its potential to improve teaching practices? Okay, so far we have 4 people who responded to the survey. Active participants, I thank you for that. And we kind of know that on a 5-point Likert scale, all 4 of them, all 4 participants believe that AI has potential to improve teaching practices. Well, I'm gonna leave the Mentimeter on, and so if you have time, you could fill it out for me. Now I am going to jump right back to and start my presentation. Okay, I'll need to share again. Okay. All right. Okay, I have already presented this topic at a conference in June, but this is a revamped copy because last time I was presenting, I only had 30 minutes. Today I have more time. So basically, we're promoting the use of AI because it's more efficient and it's very helpful for us teachers to be able to plan instantaneously and get our ideas, pick the brain, and use AI to help us with the lesson planning. But first of all, we know that we don't use AI, generative AI or Chat GPT as like a Google search. So basically, we need to feed the AI with our prior knowledge, and basically we could provide our instructions in Chinese, and I would say 课纲, if we have 课纲 or learning objectives in Chinese, you could also feed that information to ChatGPT or MagicSchool so that it'll help us plan. Secondly, what I like about AI is that it helps us differentiate for individuals. The choice board functions is pretty nice. Helps us generate a lot of ideas. A lot of the teachers need more ideas of how do we conduct activities so that We could fit in the 40-minute with like a 10-minute activity for students to have hands-on experience learning. My last point is always include instructional strategies when we are planning for our lessons. Sometimes what the AI come up with in our lesson planning, it does not have like strategies incorporated into the lesson planning. So you are more familiar with strategies, for example, cooperative learning, stations, for example, predict, observe, and explain type of strategy for your science lessons. So include that in the prompt. Okay. All right, so today we're going to explore MagicSchool.ai, and let's see. And this I've gone to my example for today is on 综合, 双语综合, because I know that there's a session on 综合 this afternoon, and we all know that for 综合, it's we really need to provide 体验性思实践, and based on our curriculum, it's got one goal: 培养学生具备价值探索、经验统整与实力创新的能力. So this is provided by 田爱庆教授. One goal, 3 themes, and 12 topics. And let me share with you what we've also have this resource book manual. This is offered by Taichung Jiaoda, and for our references in preparing for the lesson. And let me share with you one of the lessons that 我们第五年第五届的那个的学分班双语综合班. One of the lessons is 海洋保卫战. So remember I said 体验性思实践. So this is divided into 4 different lessons. So 乐园还是地狱, 海洋第二, 海洋污染, 保护海洋从我做起, 海洋行动. So for the second lesson, for 体验, hands-on experience, take a look at what this group has came up with. Okay, so in order for us to provide students with hands-on activities, so this group of teachers was very brilliant. They wanted to do a survival challenge. So when they were planning for this lesson, they said they will put students in 6 groups and have 5 students in 1 group, and they are going to explore the oceans. They are going to act out as sea animals, but they need to avoid the trash in the ocean. So if you could see the picture here, have you noticed anything odd or anything special about this image of the classroom? 有看到这个 image 吗? Okay, if you could you know, take a look at the sea creatures. When I see this picture, I see, wow. So these group of teachers, they've actually implemented this lesson, and they've spent a lot of money buying these sea creatures, plastics, you know, and for this activity. I was like, is this feasible? But what they did was they came up with this image using AI. So this is an AI generated picture, image. You could see that the teacher's arm is missing and the students are basically the same student, you know, right here around, and they're searching for sea animals. Okay, no, they're searching to avoid the trash in the ocean. Okay, and so my point is, how do we, so this is a group of teachers who came up with this lesson and hands-on and using AI generated image so that we know what it what they have in mind in terms of classroom activity. I think it's a pretty good way to illustrate, although the picture is a bit off, because it's, implementing such an activity would not be feasible if we need to purchase so many different sea animal creatures in the classroom. But this is what in a class that I've actually observed in Elan, and this is a beach cleanup, and they went to the beach and picked, gathered some trash and from the beach, and asked students to identify, um, and jot down what the trash is, if it's more plastic or if it's more metal, and that's actually what's been implemented in the classroom. So the ideas for AI, you could generate images, or generate activities, ideas from activities for your lesson, and today I'm going to show you focus on embracing the differences, 欣赏接纳自己与他人。那这个部分呢 if you see this image, this is also created by MagicSchool.ai, a image generator, and I'm going to show you how to use this image generator, and students could actually use this image generator as well. But this lesson is on embracing the differences and knowing about ourselves, and we're going to use this lesson plan to generate a lesson plan. And this is what it looks like. What I would do is I would put down the topics, standards, and objectives. Objectives are listed here. So what I did was I copied and pasted the list of objectives from this lesson plan. Also added additional criteria. For the additional criteria, I focused on the language learning objectives. So you could see from this, students need to be able to identify their personalities, if they are fun, creative, brave, or grumpy, naughty, patient, and to be able to describe themselves. I am grumpy, no, I am creative, and to be able to share their open self, blind self, hidden self, and to be able to describe themselves. I think I am brave, and because of what. All right, so this is what I actually inputted, and this is the link, and I'm going to provide you with the PowerPoint. Okay, let me share as from the whole screen, and I will invite you to join the MagicSchool for students. Let me stop presenting and present the whole screen. Okay, whole window instead. All right. Okay, so this is what I actually did. Let me show you what it looks like in MagicSchool.ai. So I noticed that most of you perhaps are familiar with this, but the launch to students part would be new to most of you, because this is fairly new. And what I like about the MagicSchool, this is the image generator that I just showed you. With each of these, this is the prompt that is used to generate these pictures, so you could see kind of examples of what to put in the prompt and to generate image from text to image. So basically, remember the girl with surrounded by lots of different personalities, expressions, facial expressions. This was actually generated using generative AI. With the edit in Adobe Express function, you could actually change the face. For example, I would like to change this girl's face, and when I click in the Adobe edit in Adobe Express, the generated fill right here, okay, and you could select the face where you would like to change, like like it to be changed, and to describe sad face. Okay, and see if it works. So it'll start generating the image. So for this, I would like to create this image. I would like it for students to know that this is a lesson on personality types, from outgoing, from being calm, from or shy or something. So this you have several options, and you could select from them. When it's done, you could save it to MagicSchool, save it as JPG, and you could use this for your PowerPoint. Okay, so that's one of the tools that I like, generative AI. But now, when it comes to lesson plan, I just showed you that this is the lesson plan that I created. If you input the curriculum standards and the learning objectives, once you hit generate, then you could see that the lessons are created for you, and it's a bit different from our lesson format because it's got an opening, introduction to new material, guided practice, independent practice, and a closing. So kind of the framework for this lesson plan is different, and also it's only a one class lesson. So if you need to generate like 4 lessons, you'll need to do it 4 times. But the output history is all right here on this page, right here. So you could see that I have several iterations of the same lesson plan right here. Okay. All right. So that's it. I'm sorry. I need to. Okay. All right. So the second part that I like is the choice board, and because it provides us with activities, ideas for activities for students in your class. So remember differentiation. If you have differentiated instruction in class, and for students who are more advanced, you could when they're finished with one task, you could help them and provide them with an additional task where they could spend time doing for more advanced learning. So here, for the choice board, I have added the same set of objectives, and this is what this generates, the choice board here. So for the first, this is assignment titles, 3 words that best describe your personality. The Johari window, Johari window, open self, blind self, hidden self, discovering yourself through group activity, teamwork, and what I like to focus on is the role-playing part. I like this role-playing part, and for 综合课, actually, role-playing helps students get to know more about personality types and problem solving, and there's a lot of topics that we could use for role playing in 综合. Okay, so this is the role playing, and what I did was, can you provide examples of how to implement role playing activity in the personality lesson? So what it does, it came up with scenarios. So this is the scenario that it came up. So let me go back to my slide. Okay, so these are the 3 scenarios that was suggested for the lesson plan. And actually, I went to one of the schools, and I've observed that this is actually practical for 综合课, and because what the teacher did was she had students role play on different topics for each group, and each student only have one line, have to say out that one line in English, and for students to be familiar with that scenario. So role-playing activity, understanding traits. Okay, so but look at this for this scenario, you would need a script for students to be able to role play. In the past, we have to come up with our own script. Teachers need to brainstorm and help students generate their own scripts. Right now, with MagicSchool role playing or with ChatGPT, it helps us generate a role play script. But the prompt here I added was generate a role play script with simplified language for EFL students at Zephyr pre-A1 level. And so you could copy this. I would set it as pre-A1 level because it would generate the language that you need. But take a look at this scenario. This is Jamie and Alex working on a project together. So their personality is different because one is more detailed oriented, another is more creative. So for this lesson, kids need to know how to interact and collaborate with people of different personality types. That's the goal. So through this role play, they need to know how Alex and Jamie could work together. But notice this script here, it's too long, right? It's too long. So what I did was, this is too difficult. So I prompted this, please simplify, so there is only 6 transactions. Okay, 6 transactions. How did Alex help Jamie? And then the discussion questions afterwards. All right. So this is what it came up with. So now we have a script for this group. And one play Jamie, one play Alex, another would be an observer, or however you would like to ask students to act out. So Jamie says, "Hi Alex, I have an idea for our project." Alex says, "What is your idea, Jamie?" Jamie says, "Let's make a big poster with colors and pictures." Alex says, "That sounds fun. I can write the important facts." So remember, Alex is more about details and Jamie is more creative, and so Jamie says, "Yes, your details will help our project look great. Alex and Jamie, let's work together." So through this role play, how did Alex help Jamie and how did Jamie help Alex, and why is it good to have different traits in a team? So I think this comes in really handy if we want to utilize role play. You don't have to all you have to do is to help ask generative AI for help to come up with a role play script. All right, in the next hour, I would give you time to explore these tools, and I would give you a link so that you could join my class on MagicSchool.ai for students. But for now, I'm going to go through the role play rubric, appreciating traits. So remember the role play part. The role play part is this, right? After the role play, usually for a class, we would like students to know how well they're doing. And so for role play, we need a rubric. Okay, so this is what it's come. This is what I generated. We have participation, 3-point Likert scale, communication. You spoke clearly and shared your ideas. Appreciating traits. I specifically added appreciating traits because that's one of the objectives. So you showed great understanding, acceptance of traits, but this is complicated and I don't know what it means. Kids don't know what this means. So I specifically added a prompt that helps generate an example or clarify what this is about. So here it says, you understand that everyone is different, and that's good. You like different things about yourself and others. So that's 3 points. Okay, 2 points is you understand that people are different but need a little help. 1 point is you are not sure why differences are good yet. All right, so this is a 3-point Likert scale. It's created by MagicSchool.ai, and using the same objectives. Okay, and it's generated here in the bottom. At first, it was like 5 different criterias, and then I said limit it to 3. So these are the 3, but the teamwork part is to work together. This is very vague, and it's not to the point where we could assess the objectives, if the students achieve the objectives or not. So appreciating traits here, 3 points, and this is what it's came up with. Okay, with adding the what does understanding acceptance of traits mean? Please provide explanation in the rubric so young children can understand. So right here, this is what it's got. And what I like to show here is back to our magic tool. I create, and the rubrics generator is one of my favorites. So I added a star here. So it's here, rubrics generator. If you click on rubrics generator, all you need to do is grade level, how many points, list your standards, and it'll help you generate your rubrics for you. Remember to simplify the language, and the way to simplify is to point out that it should be for CEFR pre-A1 students. Okay. All right. Another one that I would like to, aside from MagicSchool.ai, I would like to, share with you another platform called Twee, but just this one right here, because the next topic was Datan Reef Biodiversity, and it's on environmental protection. So this is the text that I copied off of an internet, and this is because it's too complicated for our elementary school students. But notice here I could select A1 to A2 level, where it could simplify and turn it into 5 opinions for us, so that students could choose whether they agree with a certain opinion. So that's the Twee that I would use for this Datan Algo Reef LNG terminal. Okay, let me see if I could. All right, but notice that this is something very complicated, but you could use Twee to make it turn it into a dialogue on a topic. So if I read to you this text, it's Datan Algal Reef off Taoyuan in Taiwan is rich in biodiversity and a natural barrier for Taiwan. However, plans for a third LNG liquefied natural gas terminal in the area have turned the reef into a political point of contention, and conservationist wanting to protect the reef, and the Taiwan government having to consider energy demands. Okay, so this is too complicated, right? But with one click on creating a dialogue on the same topic, you can see this is absolutely much better for elementary school students to understand this topic. So John and Jenny, conversation between John and Jenny. Okay, did you hear about the controversies over Datan Algal Reef in Taiwan? No, what's going on? Plans for a new LNG, liquefied natural gas, TNT terminal near it have sparked protest from environmentalists. Why? What's wrong with the LNG terminal? The activists say it will damage the rich biodiversity of the reef, and there are already 2 existing terminals nearby. Wow, it sounds like a difficult decision for the government. John says, exactly, the need to balance energy demands and environmental concerns. Jenny says, have they decided what to do yet? Okay, not yet, but there's a referendum coming up on whether to relocate the terminal away from the reef. So you could see from the same topic, if we're using a dialogue, it's clear as to what we want the kids to know, to cover what the issue on Datan Algal Reef, environmental protection, or energy demand. All right. Okay, so this is my suggestion on if it's an issue. Don't just show them a video, but if you have a dialogue type of presentation in your class, then it will be very helpful for students to get to know the issue better in a simpler form. All right, but you could also use the dialogue and use in video to help you create a video for that dialogue. That's also it's very fast. So my next focus is on gamification, and so there's a function called Jeopardy in Google, MagicSchool, and let's see where Jeopardy. So you could create a Jeopardy game for your class on the content you cover for the review. And let's see, I need to find Jeopardy. All right, it's right here, Jeopardy review game. Okay, I'm gonna star it. So once I star it, it's right here under my favorites. Okay, Jeopardy review game. So let me show you my Jeopardy review game. So for the same topic, it's got biodiversity 500, 400, 300, 200, and 100. And for this, you could see what is biodiversity and why is Datan algal reef important for biodiversity. Name one of the organisms that might live in an algal reef, fish or sea turtles. Okay, but you could see that the language here is still very difficult for this Jeopardy game. So again, you need to go back into MagicSchool, okay, and work on simplifying the questions for your Jeopardy game. Let's see where it is. It's right down here. Jeopardy review game. Okay, right here. So this is the first iteration, and the questions are very complicated. So are the answers. Please generate questions so that students at CEFR pre-A1 level can understand. So you see here, this is the prompt that we should all remember for our elementary school students, even for junior high school students. This is good. Okay, as you can see, it's much more simplified. What is biodiversity? Many different plants and animals in one place. Okay, where is Dan algal reef? It's Taoyuan in Taiwan. Name a fish that might live in the reef. So clownfish. Okay. Why is it good to have many plants and animals? They help each other and make environment healthy. Okay, so you could see that if you need to come up with all these questions on your own, it'll take you, say, like one afternoon, like a couple hours. But with this, you could generate it instantaneously, and you could also have it read aloud.
Datan algal reef Jeopardy for CFR pre-A1 level.
Okay, so and so this is wonderful. If you would like to use Jeopardy or gamification in your class, this is definitely explore the Jeopardy review game on MagicSchool.ai. All right, so this is on my PowerPoint slide. This is the I have print screen what I use for prompt and also the results of the prompt for this Datan algal reef Jeopardy to set for pre-A1 level. Okay. All right, so right here, I have noticed that some of the participants are teaching science, or are science professors or science teachers, and this is What I like about MagicSchool is that it's got the 5E model lesson plan built in for us. And what I did was for third grade, I copied down what's in the curriculum guidelines standards. 这是从课纲里面出来的。那下面两个 students will be able to measure wind speed and wind direction using appropriate tools. This is and they will be able to explain how to measure wind direction using a windsock. Okay, so in this class they need to measure wind speed and wind direction using windsock. And if we use this 5E model lesson plan, the lesson plan framework would be different from the ones that I showed you with the new content, guided practice, independent practice, and closing. This would be engage, explore, explain, elaborate, evaluate. So this is for science. If you're teaching science, bilingual science for elementary school, middle school, high school, and wanted to create a lesson plan, you could also utilize the 5E model. It's right here, and I should have started the 5E model. Okay. They also have SEL lesson plan. Okay. All right, 5E model. I'm going to start this and also my choice board. These are the ones that I use very often. Okay. And let me show you the output history of the weather measurement lesson plan. Okay, so notice here that I have specifically added include, predict, observe, and explain POE strategy in the lesson specifically for the elaborate part. So if you add this in your prompt, then the lesson would specifically focus on predict, observe, explain strategy. Also, I'm a cooperative learning person, so I like to use round robin cooperative learning strategy for group discussions. And I just specifically added to include this in the engage part. But what AI does not know what round robin is, because round robin means differently in different contexts. So we would need to feed the AI with the precise information of how to conduct a round robin. So here's a concise overview of its structure of implementation. So you have to provide them with a prompt of how you actually conduct round robin. And you click on generate, and it'll instantaneously generate the lesson plan for you for third grade science, 1 to 2 class periods. And you see here round robin activity, divide students 3 to 5. What do you think affects the weather and how can we measure it? Allow students a moment to think, have round robin. Okay. All right. So this is, and for the elaborate part, predict, observe, and explain strategy, ask students to predict how wind speed and direction could affect the weather. Have students observe the data and collect using their tools and discuss what they found. The third part is students explain their findings to the class and focusing on how wind speed and direction influence weather patterns. Encourage them to use vocabulary to introduce earlier. So you could see that these elements are included in the lesson plan. So please remember to include the strategies that you would like to use. Otherwise, the lesson plan would not have incorporated the strategies, the instructional, pedagogies that you would like to use in your class. Always have the strategies or pedagogy in mind when you want to generate a lesson plan like this. Okay, now it's almost 11, and I would also introduce a quiz generator based on the same topic, then I would like to give you a invitation to MagicSchool for students and join me in MagicSchool. This is a quiz generator, and we are pretty much familiar with it. As long as you added, please come up with several questions on this lesson plan based on um, the learning objectives and the lesson plan that you've provided them, and generate. So okay, this is the lesson plan, and also, and I asked it to for a simplified version of the quiz that is suitable for students at the CEFR pre-A1 level. Okay, please simplify language for students at CEFR pre-A1 level. So, all right, so this is a simplified version, and and I also, you could ask this to translate it. Unfortunately, so far on this platform, it only has Mandarin Chinese, a simplified version. And they don't have the traditional Chinese version. If you need to translate this, you'll have to go to ChatGPT, I guess. And so, but so I also asked it to provide the answers, and this is the answers. And I would say the third item is too difficult. Take this one out because it's about wind goes from high to low pressure, and that's not what what is covered in third grade yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they take this. Here's the revised quiz without item 3. So item 3 is taken out, and answers are here at the bottom. Okay, so you could copy or edit if you don't like it. If you don't like some of the and adjust some of the question or items or options, cancel. But also you could export to Google Docs, to Microsoft, or print it. Okay, so this is very user friendly. Okay. All right, so this is the part that I just mentioned earlier for the elaborate part, for students to conduct this, in the activity where they wanted to try out how to measure wind. Instead of showing them strong wind, weak wind, and no wind and the results, but have them predict how windsock will behave in a calm day versus a windy day. Allows groups to observe the windsock under different wind conditions if possible, or simulate wind conditions by using a fan. So this is more practical, using a fan to simulate wind conditions, and have students explain their observations of windsock's behavior based on their own predictions. Encourage them to discuss a relationship between wind speed and direction. All right, so actually in this class, this POE was not done, but this is what was suggested by the professors in the science department of how it should actually be carried out. So I think that having this strategy included in the lesson planning on AI, using AI, is very it's very user friendly, and it's not AI. What AI generates could help us, remind us of how this can be done. Provide us with the idea, and we could see and if we would like to implement it this way. All right, so right now it's 11 o'clock, and let's see my next slide. Okay, this is the round robin that I mentioned to you, but right now I would like you to join me in a magic room, and this is the link. Okay, sorry, stop sharing. Okay. Please join me in the Magic School, and okay, let me show you how powerful this is. Launch to students. Okay, this is the students room, so you all could join me in the students room. And I've created a exploring personality and science part for you. Okay. All right, so let's see. This is the join information. Please join. And you could also insert it into Google Classroom or using the join code. Yay, so far 3 people have joined. 4. Wonderful. Join me in this room. Oh, wow. We've got several. Okay. Okay, if you could see here, I think right now you could all explore, but before you begin, I'd like you to, I'm going to give you time to explore these. It's got multiple explanations, quiz me, character bot with Camel Harris, personality chat, Trump or Harris, image generator, tutor me with AI scientific method on when, if you're a science teacher. The AI would chat with you, but on how to measure when using the scientific method. Create a skit for personality and multiple explanations. I focused on the personality types of Johari window. Quiz me is still on Johari window. For the chat box, it's on personality types, figuring out whether Donald Trump, figuring out talking to Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Although I put down right. Wait. Did I just clicked on? Oh. Wait. I should have. Wait. Go back. Next. I think I've deleted one of the chat with Kamala Harris part. But you could add this. You could add these tools to your students. Character chat box. This one. Add. I just added it back. Okay. And okay. So I'm gonna hit next. Customize. When it comes to customize, you could customize these tools. Okay. Let's see the character chat box. So for character chat box, you could talk to this character, but I put down Donald Trump. Maybe I should put down Donald Trump. So I don't know if you are into the presidential election debate that was on like last week or so. If you click on next, you generate, and then you could talk to Donald Trump, have questions about business, government, and anything. Okay, all right. So I'm not sure if you could see my character, how I characterize this update room. Okay, I'm going to let you explore this room, and as you could see that several of you have joined me, and in exploring it, perhaps you could listen in and explore the functions at the same time. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to show the tools. These are the tools. You could add open moderation panel, add manage co-teachers, and these are the results that you've explored. Let me show you this. Maybe I should join you here. Okay, so this is the student view. This is the student view. Let me see. Oh no, it's not. And okay, join as students. And if you have a chance to implement this in your class with your students, I think this would definitely be a nice topic for research project. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm exploring these with the teachers and using it by myself. So please give me some feedback. All right, so I am going to start with, let's see, personality chat, Trump and or Harris. Okay. So this is the instruction or the prompt that I gave this chat box, because currently they're having a presidential debate, but since this topic is on personality, and we are adult learners, or we're all adults, professors or teachers, so I'm using Donald Trump and Kamala for this practice. For kids, you could use Disney characters or characters that they are more familiar with. Donald, Doug, Mickey Mouse, or the mermaid, or include a villain, for example, or villain, I don't know, or use Batman, Superman, and personality information to explore this character through, and explore personality types through the characters. So actually, I came up with these personality types information using Clarity, by doing a Google search, and Clarity would just sum it up for me. So I click on generate right here, and you could explore this and have conversation with this chat box while you listen in on what I'm currently doing. So here I said, hello student, I'm here to help you learn about Donald Trump and Kamala Harris through a fun guessing game. I'll give you questions and quotes, and you try to guess which person I'm talking about, and are you ready to start? Okay. And you put down yes. Great. So remember, this is on personality types. So we're using these to help students get a better idea of the personality types that is presented through this character. So round one, easy one. A question. This person is known for its charismatic leadership style. This is an ability to connect with their supporters. Who am I describing? The hint is, here. I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. Is it Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris. Let's see. I think it's Donald Trump. Okay. Correct. Well done. The quote is indeed from Donald Trump, showcasing his charismatic and bold leadership style. Let's move on to round two. The round two, let's go over to hint. And the question is, individual with background with law enforcement and has been advocate for social justice issue. Who am I describing? And my mother would look at me and say, you may be the first to do many things, but make sure you're not the last. So, oops, they given out the answer. All right. So that might not be a good example. I would have this out. That round does not count. So the third round is harder. Okay, let's take a look at the hint. They also said, I've always been treated very well. I've had a lot of success. I have a lot of winning. Anyone who claims to be a leader must speak like a leader. That means speaking with integrity and truth. So this one is tricky. Both individuals share some of these traits, but one quote belongs to each person. Can you figure out who I'm primarily describing? So, so this one is it gets harder and harder. All right, I'm not. Let's take a guess. I think the second one is Kamala. All right, Kamala Harris. I apologize. This is not correct. Primarily describing Donald Trump. Here's the breakdown: ambitious nature, dominant personality. I've always been treated very well. I have a lot of success. I have had a lot of winning, and is Donald Trump showcasing how focus on success and winning. So that's a chatbot. Through this personality chatbot, we get to know more about a person and its their personalities, and also through what they say. So I think this is very helpful if you're focusing on personality types for the students. Notice, I think the challenge here is that this is all in English, and but it's got read aloud.
I understand that I'm here to help students learn about Donald Trump and
so I think the read aloud may help. Okay, so that's the first one. All right. And if you've tried out the first one, I would see, because the good thing about MagicSchool for students is that the teacher, if you're giving it to students, you have a record of students trying out these functionalities, so you could keep track of their learning and find out more about if you could give them some feedback. Okay. All right. So I'm going to try out. Some people have tried out multiple explanations or create a skit. I like to try out create a skit. Okay. And here, right here, Donald Trump personality has been analyzed extensively, revealing several prominent traits that shape his public persona and leadership styles. Here are the characteristics, and so I copied and pasted Donald Trump's characteristics and set it as this, and you need to have a setting for the skit: presidential debate. What is the plot of the skit? Donald Trump and Kamala Harris need to work together on their opinions on migration. Remember, there are fairly different personality types, and for people with different personalities and their beliefs, for them to work together on immigration, that would be a total very challenging. And let's see, but our goal is for students to, through this skit, to be able to know how to work with people with different personality types, right? So you could generate, and let's take a look at this skit. It generates. All right, this is too complicated, right? You can see here, and so when it generates something, what we need to do as a professor or a teacher is to take a look at the language that was involved, and if this is too complicated, what is the prompt here? The prompt is always, let's see, simplify the language for Sefer pre-A1 level EFL students. Oops. All right, so this is much better. Okay, so we have Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and a moderator, a stage with 2 podiums and big sign that says debate. So the moderator says, "Hello everyone, welcome to the debate. Today Donald Trump and Kamala Harris will talk about immigration." Donald, you start. And Donald says, thank you. Immigration is very important. I want to keep America safe. We need strong borders to protect our country. So Kamala says, thank you. I think we should be nice to immigrants. They come to America for a better life. They help our communities and our jobs. So moderator says, good point. Good points. Donald, can you make immigration better? How can we make immigration better? Donald Trump says confidently, we should build a wall. It will keep out people who might not be good for our country. What do you think, Kamala? Kamala says, a wall is not the answer. We should help people who are in danger and make it easier for them to stay. But Donald Trump says, but what about safety? We need to keep our people safe. Kamala, yes, safety is important, but we can be safe and still help others. And the moderator says, great discussion. Now let's talk about jobs. Donald, what do you think about immigrants and jobs? Donald Trump says, immigrants can help, but we must help American workers first. Kamala says, but immigrants often take jobs from many Americans don't want. They help our economy by paying taxes and starting businesses. And Donald says, you are right about businesses. Maybe we can find a way to help everyone. So this is like having them work together. So Kamala says, working together is important. We can find a way to be safe and fair. And the moderator says, good ideas. Any last thoughts? I believe we can keep Americans strong and safe. I believe we can help people and keep everyone safe. Let's work together. Thank you, Donald and Kamala. That was a good talk about immigration. We can have different ideas but still be friends. Okay. So the most important thing is different ideas but still be friends. Again, this is a read aloud. This is
Sure. Here's a simpler version of the skit for CFR pre-A1 level EFL
so this,
students.
you could have it read aloud.
Title,
Students could
Talking
read
about
aloud
Immigration.
and read along. Or
Kamala Harris.
okay. All right. So this is the skit part for personality exploration and being able to work together with different personality types, people with different personality types. All right. So next, I would like to take on the quiz me. Okay. So remember, for Johari window personality types is part of the lesson, and what I have for the prompt here is to make a quiz on Johari window for personality types for EFL learners at the CEFR pre-A1 level. Get students to familiarize the open self, blind self, unknown self, and hidden self. This is pretty difficult. If we were to get to know these terms in one sitting or one class, so provide them with amples of practice through MagicSchool Quiz Me. I think let's take a look at the examples. I also listed down provide simple examples using 2 sentences each, so that it does not get too complicated. Okay. Right. Okay, let's take a look. Let's begin the quiz. Fill in the blank. All right. Which part of Johari window is about things others see in you but you don't know about yourself? Okay. It's open self, hidden self, blind self, unknown self. All right. Let's see. I think please, I'm not sure. One by one and provide examples for references. I think we're gonna have to improve these, improve this prompt here, so that it'll help us generate a better support and scaffold for this quiz. I would say I would use a different quiz form. I would not use this quiz for students, since it's only like it's not very interactive, such as the one that I just showed you with the chat bot. Um, Although it gets a read aloud function, I would prefer using um, like Kahoot or other Quizalize instead of this Quiz Me in Google MagicSchool. All right. So provide examples for references. Open self. You like playing soccer. Your friends know you like playing soccer. Okay, so when you like playing soccer and your friends know you like playing soccer, then it's an open self. Okay, so the part of yourself that both you and others know is called the open self. All right, so please answer the question and then we'll move on to the next one. Excellent, the next one. All right, so, oh, so it is interactive and one by one. Okay, because I just put down, please ask one by one. Okay. So the next question is, let's move on to the next question, multiple choice. Which part of Johari window is about things others see in you, but you don't know about yourself? So the example here is you always say, when speaking, your friends notice this, but you don't realize it. So you don't know it about yourself, but your students know it. That means you don't know, you didn't notice, but your friends notice. I think it's the blind self. So see. All right, so let's continue on with the next question. True or false? The hidden self is part of you that only know you and others don't. Is that true or false? So here's an example of hidden self. You feel nervous about tests. You don't tell anyone about this feeling. So you feel nervous, but you don't tell anyone. So the answer, the hidden self is part of you that only you know, others don't. So that's true, right? All right. So you get the idea. I prefer the question with examples so that this example could help us answer the question. So that's part of a scaffolding for us to get students to be familiar with the content. And I think this would be more practical for higher grade levels, 5, 6, grade 5, grade 6, junior high school students, senior high school students. Yeah. This is wonderful. All right, so next would be multiple explanations. We should have done the multiple explanations first, then the quiz. So notice that the tools that were in this classroom, you know, it's not in a linear order. There's no suggestions or to the students where it says that you should try this one out first and then try the next one. It's like providing all the tools that students can use, but not pointing out which ones should come first. So you might need to include that in your Google Classroom if you're using MagicSchool in your Google Classroom. So Johari window explained for EFL learners. So let's take a look at the prompt. Again, the same prompt, okay, high prompt. And so my prompt is that simple examples using 2 sentences each. So limit it to 2 sentences each. So open self, this is what you know about yourself and what others know about you. Example, you know you are good at soccer. Your friends also see you play well. All right. And personality types. Okay. Blind self, this is what others know about you, but you don't know. So your friends say you're funny, but you don't think you are funny at all. Okay, so that's a blind self. Hidden self is this is what you know about yourself, but others do not know. Examples, you like to sing in the shower, but you have never told anyone. So that's a hidden self. Okay. I love singing, but others don't know. Okay. Unknown self. This is what neither you nor others know about you. You might discover a talent for painting that you never tried before. Unknown self. Okay. So it's also provides analogies to understand Johari window. A house with rooms. So here this is also a scaffolding support to help students better understand the concept. Using a house with rooms. Imagine your mind is like a house and open self is the room where everyone can see. Inside, hidden self is a locked room that only you have the key. Blind self is a room where your friends can see, but you can't. Unknown self is a secret room that no one knows about yet. So this is an analogy that helps better understand, us better understand Johari window. And we may be able to include this analogy when we're in our lecture to students as well. All right. So let's get back to I've used multiple explanations. That was what we just did. So I would suggest to start off with multiple explanations and then quiz me. Create a skit could be used in class for students to create. So the skit that is created each time it's different. So each group might have a slightly different skit. So if you divide the students up into, like, say 4 different groups or 6 different groups, they could act out the skit in their own groups and present on stage. So character chatbot, we also tried that out already to recognize character from a story or from their speech. Personality chatbot is okay, this is personality chatbot we've tried already. I think the one is character chatbot that we did not try. I'm not sure if it works. Sorry, it says sorry, but I can't do that. I'm not sure if that's because if it's because it's Donald Trump for some reason. I'm gonna try again. All right, okay. So, hello there. It's me, Donald Trump. I'm here to talk and help you learn. I know a lot about business and making deals. When I was president, I worked hard to make America great. If you have questions about history, government, and even business, I'm ready to help. Let's have a great conversation. What do you want to know? So you could have it read aloud.
Hello there, it's me, Donald Trump. I'm here to talk and help you learn. I know a lot about business and making deals. When I was president, I worked hard to make America great. If you have questions about history, government, or even business, I'm ready to help. Let's have a great conversation. What do you want to know?
Okay. So I would suggest you have the questions ready on the board for students to interact with this chat bot together as a group or in pairs, rally robin. So I would put down, how does remember we're focusing on personality help you become a president? Okay. Great question. My personality is important for being a president. Okay, let's have it read aloud for us.
Great question. My personality is very important for being a president. I am confident and not afraid to speak my mind. This helps me make tough decisions and lead people. I also believe in being strong and persistent. When I have a goal, I work hard to achieve it, just like in business. Being a good communicator is key, too. I talk directly to people and share my ideas clearly. Finally, I like to surround myself with smart people. Teamwork is essential. All these traits help me connect with others and work towards making things better for the country. What else would you like to know?
provide examples of your personalities? Your personalities. Okay. Sure. Here are some examples of my personality. Okay, let's have it read aloud.
Sure. Here are some examples of my personality traits. When I ran for president, I believed I could win. I told people that I would make America great again, and I worked hard to show them I could do it. I often say what I think.
That's directness.
For example, I would go on TV or social media and share my opinions right away. I think it's important to be honest and clear. When I faced challenges, I didn't give up. Even when things were tough, I kept pushing forward. For example, I worked really hard to get my policies passed. Teamwork. I surrounded myself with advisors and experts. I listened to their ideas and worked together with them to solve problems. This is important for success.
That's teamwork.
I try to connect with people. I often engage with crowds and make speeches that energize them. I believe it's important to inspire others. These traits helped shape my time as president.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
So, how does, let's say, directness help you? Please give an example. And please give an actual incident or example. Directness helps me because it allows me to communicate clearly, honestly. One example is during my campaign. When I talked about immigration, I was very straightforward about my views on border security. I stated that I want to build a wall to help keep the country safe. Some people agreed with me while others didn't, but I believe being direct helped people understand my position and what I wanted to do. By speaking plainly, I could connect with supporters who felt the same way and explain my plans without confusion. This kind of honesty is important in leadership. Do you have any questions or and want to learn more about something else? All right. So basically, I would suggest to if this is on personality, focus on one character and chat with that character. And the goal is for students to become more familiar with a person through personalities through a person. And as you can see, that you could ask them to provide examples of personality types, and also with examples that supports what directness means, what confidence means, what persistence means. So these are great examples that you don't need to come up with, and it's based on a character that we all know, and that's what we need perhaps to get to know more about a person and personality types. All right, I think we don't. The last one, and I've already tried out image generator with you, and for this, I would ask students to use the image generator to express or to come up with a situation. For example, somebody is so say someone I would like students to be able to illustrate the personality types through image. For example, how do you help students generate an image that shows that you'd like to help? You're very helpful, you're very kind, okay? You're very kind and you're helpful, and you like to help others. So for example, I would say a boy helping out a boy helping out another boy who fell on the ground who fell at the playground at school. And generate. Okay, you could also select whether you like it art or photo or the styles that you would like for your image. Okay, so yeah, something like this. But notice that this is, what about if you want to see like Asian faces? For example, let's say Taiwanese, another boy. And let's say if it's a photo, right? And generate again. So this is generated, powered by Firefly Image 3. Wow, so this is, well, some photos are creepy. I can't see the legs to this boy. But let's see. Perhaps this one is better. What do you guys think? Alright, prompt actually matches style theme, high quality. Okay, submit. Alright, so I would select this one and save to MagicSchool. And then you would be able to download it. Okay. Alright, so for this you could ask students to download it, and also I'll show you where you could see students' records of using these tools. Okay, let's see if I could output it. Here's the output history that for your own, this is your own output history. Okay, so through this output history you could see, you could continue thread, you could keep on with what you're doing, or continue with what you're doing. All right, go back to Magic Tools. All right, my final tool is Tutor Me with AI, Scientific Method on Win. What I like about this is, this prompt could be very simple. The scientific method, describe what you're learning that the AI tutor can help you with. I want students to learn the scientific method for wind measurement. Remember, for third grade learners, they are learning how to measure wind. So generate, again, hi. Read aloud.
Hi there. I'm Raina.
Hi there.
Your AI tutor.
I'm Raina,
and I'm
your AI
excited
tutor,
to help
and I'm
you
excited to help you learn about the scientific method
Hi there.
for wind measurement.
I'm Raina. This is an interesting topic
Oh my
that
God.
combines science
Don't-
and weather.
Don't double
Let's start by
click.
finding out what you already know. Can you tell me what you understand about the scientific method or wind measurement?
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do it again. So that's a bug. So can you tell me what you understand about the scientific method or wind measurement so far? So you could actually allow for microphone. I think we can measure wind using a wind sock. Okay, so that is great. You're absolutely right.
That's a great start. You're absolutely right that a windsock is one way to measure wind. I'm glad you know about that tool. Windsocks are really useful for giving us a visual indication of wind direction and a rough idea of wind speed. Can you think of any situations where you might have seen a windsock being used?
Nope. let's think about wind measurement a bit more. Besides direction, what other characteristics of wind we might want to measure? When we use the scientific method, we need to be specific about what we are measuring. Wind speed. Okay. Now let's think about how we might measure wind speed scientifically. A windsock can give us a rough idea, but the scientific method, we need something more precise. Can you imagine and guess what kind of tool scientists might use to measure wind speed accurately? Wind speed, not sure. Okay, so, please simplify the language for Zephyr. I should have added this in the prompt. Zephyr pre-A1 level students. Let's talk about wind again. We can see how strong the wind is blowing. Scientists used a special tool to measure wind. It has parts that spin when the wind blows. When we learn about wind, we start with a question. Can you think of a simple question about wind? Is it windy? For example, is it windy today? Okay. So, how strong is the wind? How strong is the wind? Okay. So question, how strong is the wind? So to answer that, we need to look outside, use our tool to measure wind, write down what you see. What do you think might be outside? Don't know. So this actually takes, all right, so this is from observing. Trees moving, leaves flying, flags waving, your hair blowing, look outside, tell if you see any of these things. So and we don't have much time here, so you could explore this further, but it takes the students through the scientific method of observing first, forming a hypothesis, and gathering data, and then analyzing results, and then drawing conclusions, and whether or not your result supports your hypothesis. So basically, step by step, leading students to be familiar with the scientific method using through this chat bot, AI tutor. All right, so we don't have much time, so let me show you the teacher version. As a teacher, what you see here. Okay. Thanks to those of you who've actually tried out this. So this is what you could see as a teacher in the Launch to Students. Okay. Let's see. Right here, each view output, and you could see these are the things that each has tried out. Please allow me to share your what you've explored. Let me see. Okay, so tutor me with science AI, and each I don't know about how to measure wind, and that's okay. You're honest about it. If the wind is too strong, it may cause some damage, and this is how so far this is the interaction that was by Icha. Okay. Also, Icha has also tried out these many different tools, so you could see that you could see individual students learning progress and what's been tried out, what's not. Can you describe your personality? Okay, great. Give me some examples of how personality influences your decision making. Wonderful question. So, and some kids might be naughty and ask inappropriate questions. You could actually, this is report message, you could flag it, and then you could talk to students, and based on your flag, you could keep a record of students who are pretty naughty, and and give them some feedback. But also, like, okay, let's see, Jenny's tutor me with AI. You've also, let's see, initial generation. Let's see, output history from Kate. Also Donald Trump's, or study on Lady Gaga. Okay. All right. So you could see that from these output histories, how like students' learning progress, and if you flag any messages, it would be shown here, and you could give them feedback based on what they've shared. So if you send students on ChatGPT, you won't be able to know their record of learning. But through MagicSchool, you have everybody's searches, results in one place. And so I think this is a wonderful tool for us to be able to see how students are learning. So for this, we only have like 10 minutes left, and I like to sum up my sharing. I hope you find this helpful, but please, as I mentioned, I'm not an expert in this, and I'm only sharing what I'm currently using and what I find to be very useful. And so please give me some feedback. I know there's a lot of people who explores and uses AI as well, and I'd be thankful. I would be thankful if you could provide me some feedback so we could improve together. This is a YouTube video that I created on my channel. It's called MagicSchool AI for Lesson Planning, Rubric, and YouTube Questions. You could view it. I will give you the link to my presentation. What I like about this MagicSchool platform is that you could use all the different tools in one place. You don't have to create it. Go on to Midjourney to create images, or Canva to create something, or Gamma to create PowerPoint slides. Well, I prefer Gamma than the MagicSchool PowerPoint slides, but I like everything in one platform, and for you to generate lesson plans, rubrics, and individualize your lesson planning through a MagicSchool. So I find it to be a very user-friendly platform, especially when it's got the student version of it. You could keep track of students' learning. So for presentation, we're familiar with Canva and Gamma, and actually this PowerPoint slide was generated by Gamma instantaneously once I have my outline ready. But also for quizzes, remember the generate quiz on MagicSchool. This is the only one that I think that it should be more interactive, and so I think Kahoot and Quizalize would be a better platform for Kahoot type of interaction for the kids. But also we could also use the so this is a Quizalize introduction to Quizalize for AI generated quizzes with gamification style, but we don't have time to cover this. So if you are interested, you could also see my slide on Gamma. Also, we've tried out how to use ChatGPT 4.0 for PE teachers to practice their instructions on the instructional language, to how to teach kids to pass the ball. And so I think there's a lot of reels out there that actually chats with ChatGPT and promotes English learning. So this is one way that teachers could use to practice their instructional language, and it's illustrated in this video as well. Okay. Last, I would like to remind that AI does not know everything, and not everything that AI provides is correct. So we need to give them background and give the model background information, and also Taiwan curriculum, familiarize it with the Taiwanese curriculum, the 108课纲, and what we actually need. So we are, and for student submission of their assignments, it needs to be, we could help students with their AI literacy and make sure that what they generated is correct and is accurate, and that it's helpful for them to use AI in their learning. It's actually helping them, not doing their work for them. And I urge everybody to form groups of for professional development, so that we can learn from each other. Do not hesitate to share, and we could together we could improve on our AI literacy, and how AI, generative AI, MagicSchool platforms like Twee. There's also another platform called Parlay that helps with student group discussions. Helps monitor student group discussions, generate topics for student group discussions, either verbally or in written mode. It's called Parlay, but we don't have time to introduce that. I think this is a great opportunity where we come together and learn about MagicSchool and AI together. So I welcome any feedback. Also, for I would also like to read more on how AI is implemented into the classroom, not only for bilingual lesson planning, but also actually how students are using AI to learn. So I think MagicSchool for students is actually a good topic that we could all explore, how that would help students learn as well, not only promoting teachers, professors to use AI, but also have students try out AI in helping them learn. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna leave like 8 minutes for you to if you have any more questions, and I'm going to share my PowerPoint slide here. This is actually a prompt for science learners. If your learners need to help out with, for example, understanding how to compare different results for science experiments in English, copy and paste this prompt into ChatGPT, and then it's like the chatbot that in MagicSchool. The AI tutor could help students with their comparative forms used to compare different results in science experiments. So try it out in your own time. And so that's it for my presentation today. I hope this is very helpful, and please give me some feedback. We could learn from each other and learn together. Thank you. Thank you. Yay!
谢谢雅珍老师。Can you talk for 2 hours nonstop?
I know. I'm sorry.
You have so much to share with us. And I heard that you are creating your own YouTube videos, and it's true. I saw them. 你已经做了几个这样子的那个帮老师们学习 MagicSchool 用在双语教学的影片呢？How many videos?
I will add the one for today.
To add one for today.
今天的都是新的，我其实没有再继续增加，但是今天那个 MagicSchool for Students， 我觉得这个 platform 它还蛮新的，是才刚出来3个月，我不知道其他老师有没有在试用这样子。那
OK，
对，我觉得这个就是除了老师自己在用以外，怎么样带给学生使用？我觉得
OK。So that one is new. That one just came out 3 months ago.
Yeah.
OK, MagicSchool for Students 就是刚刚让老师们练习的那个界面。OK， 好棒哦！今天真的是赚到了，听到雅珍老师的分享。对，那我觉得很棒的就是 AI， 就是我们刚刚在介绍讲师的时候我说过嘛，就是过去2年收到的研习讯息就是双语，过去1年收到的研习就是 AI，老师们应该跟我一样，陆陆续续都有参加一些啦。那我参加的时候，有些老师他会着重在工具的介绍，this tool, the website, the app 等等。那其实看完之后没有用就没有了，就是我知道就这样子而已。对，那我会很希望就是搭配这些工具，然后用实际教学的例子，让我们看到我怎么做。那我觉得雅珍老师有做到这一点。好，他可以，所以刚刚的示范就是包括怎么样调整语言到 Pre-A1 for my students。对，那平常规准的产出、活动的设计、教案的撰写，还有出考题，好，那还有一些游戏化等等，好，非常的实用，因为老师就是举实际的教学例子来让我们看到怎么应用。对，那我们还有4分钟，的时间，有没有老师现场在线上的老师要提问我们雅珍老师的呢？
我刚刚看到好像是宜家老师有尝试那个我们的 MagicSchool for Students。
对，我之前有试过，对，但是因为比较没有时间好好去玩过，所以不过我就觉得，有些因为它可以讲，所以我觉得，因为它可能全部界面都是英文，我就一直在想说，那其实国小就是像林玉老师他们的英文如果不是很好，或者那可是可能。或者国小学生他可能打字可能也没那么快，可是我觉得他可以用讲的这个部分，我觉得那个 chatbot 那个 bot 那个部分，其实我觉得应该是老师们可以在课堂上好好使用的，对，还蛮有趣的。
谢谢，我觉得它就是完全是英文界面的，也是就是那个 language， 虽然说 Pre-A1 level， 但事实上你也可以看到说它其实还没有，就是还是比 Pre-A1 level 还要再难。对，那可以尝试用中文跟他 interact， 然后他英文回答。我就是但是就是学生还是要有一定的那个英语的能力，对。所以我说国高中或许比国小还要更有可能可以 implement， 但是那个高年级的，就是我们国小高年级或许可以尝试，就是在那个 teaching English through English， 然后还有 bilingual education， 看他们的英语能力都是不是有提升到能够用英语界面的 chatbot 这样子。
那我要提醒大家，就是5年前，当我们开始尝试双语教学的时候，那个时候还没有这个东西，所以老师真的很辛苦。对，那现在有这些工具帮助我们，好。会让老师觉得比较安心，其实善用工具就是帮助我们做教学。OK， 好，那大家不要忘记有 Padlet， 还是可以让您留下您的问题。那现在距离吃饭时间2分钟，那不晓得宜家主任这边有没有要提醒我们的？
好，谢谢啊，谢谢那个雅珍老师，然后韵老师。我觉得之前就听过雅珍老师在分享，其实他每次讲的我就会稍微试一下，可是就像刚才说，试完没有一直用会忘记，所以我觉得也是刚好有这个机会，所以我刚才就是也是假装自己是5、6年级的学生，所以问的都是很 stupid questions， 这样子。
很棒。
没有，但是我就觉得也是鼓励老师们，因为我觉得现在 AI。可能有时候对国小老师会觉得，AI 我可能实际在国小学生比较没有用，但是我觉得这个至少对老师备课，然后或者是给你一些点子，其实我觉得都是一个 很好的一个方式。那我刚才其实也是趁机在用那个 mental meter， 对不对？对，我想那个好玩，我就赶快来试试看。对，所以我觉得也很感谢。那待会就是中午吃饭，就是大家就休息，然后差不多1个小时，然后下午对不起1:10，其实大家就1点就可以上来，1:10开始。然后我们下午还有一场，然后那个关于评量的部分也是会很精彩。然后那一场完之后，我们这个主场部分就会到下午就会接下来会分3个领域，那3个领域的那个link 会再放在我们的那个 chat box 里面。对，那老师们在看，然后去定哪一个领域的老师分享，或者是那个分享的部分啊，就再放再分教室进去听这样子。好，然后那就大家就好好的休息。那今天一整天也辛苦大家，也谢谢讲师们。那下午大家休息完再回到这个主场。那我们主画面都不会关掉，所以老师也可以留在这边。对，那如果老师要出去，那就待会再加入也可以。好，谢谢，
好，谢谢，
对，
谢谢雅珍老师。那我们就大家休息好。那下午1:10开始了哈。
对，
好，谢谢，好，拜拜。